If you've ever attended one of my Zoom meetings, I do get to the point, but it's like sometimes it takes a long time to get to the point. So if you have a direct question, just let me know. But other than that, I'm just going to go around in a circle, so to speak. And I'm opening my notes. So the first thing we're going to go over, who has Windows 11 that they're working on right now? Yeah, you have Windows 11. This whole lab is Windows 11. Oh, on your laptop. Probably if you're working off of a MiraCosta device, you probably don't have Windows 11 right now. Okay. So, and I have a nice little handout. Actually, that's the first thing I'm going to do is give you the web link to where the handouts, I have a little walkthrough video going on and everything. Let me give you the link to that. It will require a sign in because it's in SharePoint, but it has everything that I'm talking over today, which is good. And it doesn't have anything in there yet because I am prepared. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the link directly to my guides. And I will put everything for Windows 11 in there. I thought it was already in there, but apparently it's not in there. So right after this workshop, I will put it in there and I'm going to put it in chat. Yeah, I got there can be some issues related to Windows 11 when you upgrade. I will tell you that I have been using Windows 11 on my work laptop for about 8 months, and I have not come across very many issues yet. I also have, if you know me, you know I game at home. And so I run Final Fantasy and World of Warcraft, and I am running Windows 11 on all of my machines. My tower, my laptop, and I have not had any issues with drivers, with video card settings or anything. So to give you confidence in that, I haven't had very many issues. Okay, let's jump in and get started. I'm going to pull up my notes here. You get to see my notes because they're displayed on the screen. I can't share the screen, unfortunately, because this classroom is not HyFlex. But I wanted to be in a classroom that had Windows 11. Okay, the first thing we're going to go over is the Start menu. And everything to do with that. So the first little thing is, this is the Start menu. When you get your laptop or you update, of course, Windows thought it would be a really cool idea to move a 30-year placement to the center. Yes, let's do that. Let's confuse everyone. So you do have the option to move it to the left. I am going to go over that when we get to the taskbar settings, but I'm not quite there yet. And I do have my chat open on another screen. So if you do have a question or something, or you're like, okay, move it along, just put that in the chat. All right, let's do this. So here is our Start menu. So of course, the normal start menu was basically the same. It's always going to be a window of some type. We've gone through several iterations where it was the circle, and then it was the colorful Simon tile, and then we're now at a window type window. So when you click on this, this is going to bring up kind of a different start menu. In Windows 10, you have all of your programs on the left, and then on the right, you have any pinned documents that you have, not documents, programs that you have. Well, now they've kind of combined it into one. They removed the list of all apps. They've given you a little button to go over to all apps. But what I'd like to do is just start from the top and head down to the bottom. So at the top, you have a search bar right up here. So this is a duplicate of this guy right down here. So I can click on this search bar and get the window, and this is a little confusing, and I don't know why they did this, that matches this one. So when you go to start and you click on the search bar up here, it takes you to this whole different window, where if I were to search something like Windows 11, oops, typing on the wrong keyboard. Let me move over here. You're going to see anything for a best match, just like you did before, only it's in this whole window just for searching. That's all this is just for searching. Whether it's on your computer, if it's in a setting, if it's online, it's going to pull that up right here. And that's what this little thing means. And I believe this is in Windows 10 also, that if you are searching for something and you don't have it on your computer, you're going to have this little spyglass thing or magnifying glass here. That means this is going to go search the internet. But right up here, you can like narrow it down. You could, all of this, when you have all selected, that means it's looking at all of these different things here. So I can click on settings and find just settings for Windows 11. I can go to web and find everything on the web regarding Windows 11. I can go to people. Of course, it's not going to find very much. Documents. Any documents that share the title Windows 11 is going to be there. Of course, we have apps too. What's the most that we search for? Is, I know, Word or Excel or Camtasia or something. You can go to that top bar up there, type Camtasia, come in here and click on apps, and everything regarding Camtasia will come up. I have a question. Is the school providing Windows 11 to us? If you have assigned equipment, there is a phased plan to provide anyone with a MiraCosta device assigned to them Windows 11. So yes, that will be happening. I think, and this is an estimated guess, that when you get a refresh, you will have Windows 11. So if you do have an assigned laptop and you get your refresh, it will be Windows 11. If you got your computer last year and you're not due for your refresh for a while, you may be updated to Windows 11 sometime this year. I completely forgot one thing, and I want to kind of start over, and not completely start over, but I want to give a statement really quick of why are we going to Windows 11? That is a question that a lot of people ask. Why are we navigating away from something, one, that works most of the time. I say most of the time because most of the time it does work. Why are we moving away from that? Well, because Microsoft said that October 2026, I don't think it's this year. I think it's next year. October 2026, Windows 10 will no longer be supported. So that gives us a year and change to get everyone, every classroom, everything onto Windows 11. And so I'm going to be doing a lot of workshops. I'm going to be putting out a lot of materials. If I'm putting out materials and you see something that you want to know that you don't see, tell me. Tell me, and I will create something on it. So, okay, let's get back to it. So we were in the start menu. We went to the search. Now, here's one thing that I hope Microsoft changes is when you click on that search bar in the start menu, you can't go back. So you got to click on start and start again. I hear someone talking. Does someone have a question? No. Okay. If you do, just put it in the chat. For some reason, I can't hear very well on my laptop, so just post it into the chat. I got the chat up right here. I can see everything. So yeah, I'm hoping there's a couple of things that I hope that Microsoft fixes in here. But of course, every operating system has a little bit of tweaking that needs to be done. Okay, so here is our chat or our search bar up here. Honestly, I've never used this one. I've always used this one down here. But this one sort of gives, if you want to use it, if you're doing an intense search, like you saved a document. Oh, let me, okay, sorry. I did not see the closed transcription request until just now. I hope it wasn't up there for long. I hope, I forget what I was saying. Sorry. Okay, so I hope that they just fix a couple of things in here. That's all. Okay, so now if you want to go to all of your apps, here's this little button right here, all apps. So I'm going to click on this and it looks just like the Windows 10 one. When you click on start, you have on the left all your apps. On the right is your pinned applications. But now you can search through this. And they were thinking on this one because you can go back here. So maybe they'll think on that one too. If you're looking for an app that starts with like an X or Y or Z or whatever, and you don't want to scroll all the way down, you can click on this handy dandy little, and they have this in Windows 10 too, this pound sign, and it'll bring up a alphabet, and then you could just click on the letter and it'll automatically take you down there. And there, so I use that. So here's your apps. You do have everything in this start menu. It's just been piecemealed out into different sections. Any questions so far? It's pretty self-explanatory, this start menu. So these right here are all the pinned applications on the start menu. Now, you know that on Windows 10, 7, 95, maybe, you could pin applications to the start menu or the taskbar. So if you like using the start button to get to your pinned applications and not the taskbar, or if you want to mirror them, you can. But all your pinned applications will be right here. I think most of you know how to pin an application, but let's go through it just in case. Let's pick on the calculator here. So I can either search for calculator and pin it, or I could just find it in the list. If I right click, I have this unpinned from start, which tells me it's already pinned to the start menu. I have the uninstall here, which is also in Windows 10, where you can uninstall a program right there. But then I have this more button right here where I can pin to the taskbar. I can go into the app settings, rate and review. Oh, that one might be new. I haven't seen that one before. Or I can share. So I'm gonna just pin this to the taskbar and then it pops right there onto my taskbar. Any questions so far? Please interrupt me if you ever have any questions or post them right there in the chat. Okay, so we talked about this main search bar. We've talked about how to get to all of your applications. We talked about pinning applications to the start and to the taskbar. I'm trying to go very slow because they booked this for an hour and a half, and it's like, I don't know if I have an hour and a half of content to go through, but I'm going to go very slow. But I will try to get through everything. So now right down here, we have these two icons right down here. We have the profile, user picture and username. And then right over here, we have the power button icon. So if I click on profile here, I can change account settings. I can lock my computer. I can sign out or I can switch the user. Before, this was kind of clunky to get to in Windows 10. So in Windows 10, you would click the start button. Then you would navigate up the 4 or 5 icons right above that, click on the user account name, then the menu would pop up. Well, here they just put it right there. Easy convenience. And then we have our power button. So we have sign in options, sleep, shutdown, and restart. So they're all right there. And again, in Windows 10, you had to click the start button, hover over power, then the menu would pop out, and then you would have all of these guys. So they kind of just put those right there at the front. Okay, so we are done with the start menu. Does anybody have any questions about the start menu? It's pretty, it's almost the same as Windows 10. It's just that they moved things around a little bit, which was a little bit more convenient, maybe not. All right. And again, I have some information on that I will put in the my help area on SharePoint. Okay, let's look at the navigation center. Move this over. So here's another thing that I hope that Windows 10 changes for the navigation center. On your main monitor, the date and time is clickable. And when you click on it, you get the date and your notification center. I'm going to pop this open. So right now it's collapsed to show Monday, January 13th. But if I hit this little button right here, it's going to pop open. No, you're good. You are going to work on your computer. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if you click, it's not going to be up here, but you are going to just follow along. So with me, with my company, yeah. So if you just click here, that's going to pop open, and with this little right here, there's that. Does that make sense? Okay, call me over anytime you have questions. Okay, I'm back. So, this computer. Can I display this computer on the screen? I don't think I can. So on your main computer, so some of us have multi-monitor setups. So they have their laptop and they have monitor. When you get assigned equipment, that's what you should get. A laptop, 2 monitors, 1 monitor is a conference monitor, keyboard, mouse, power supply. So on your main monitor, this button is interactive. When you click on it, it pops up the date and the notifications. That does not work on any other monitor, and it drives me nuts because my main monitor is over here. Sometimes I work off of this monitor and I'm trying to click on the date and time to see the date, and it won't pop up. So I'm hoping that is something else that they fix. So when you click on the date and time, it's going to show you all of your notifications. You can come right here to notification settings and turn things off. I'm going to turn off. So this is how do not disturb means that if you get a new email, if you have it set up, it pops up and it says, hey, you have a new email, and then it goes back down. If you have do not disturb on, and I think this is in Windows 10 too, you're not going to get that pop up. And so my biggest gripe about this is that the date and time is not interactive on multiple monitors. It's just on your main monitor. That's the notification. Let's see, I have that note in there. So also on the taskbar in the notification area, you have your speaker information here where you have your Wi-Fi and your Bluetooth, airplane mode, and this is under the network and the volume control. So here's your volume control. So you do have access to that here, and a lot more information just by clicking on these guys. So on the very, very side, you have those arrows going up and down. You do have access if you click on the notification on the speaker and the network, you have in the lower right-hand corner the access to all settings right away. So that's what's in there. Meow. Meow. I hear you, but I can't hear you. Did you? Let me bring up my Zoom. Did you write? No. Did you have a question?
I think that was just the cat.
Oh, I love cats. I love animals. Animals are able to ask questions.
Sorry.
No, don't be. Good morning.
I didn't realize I wasn't muted.
So now, any questions on the notification center or anything like that? Okay. We will move on. Now, this is the biggest piece of this is the biggest piece that has changed in Windows 11 that may throw some people off. This change, it took me a day to get used to it. So in File Explorer, we have different settings in here. But the bestest, I know that's probably not the right word, thing that I love that they did in File Explorer, if you use File Explorer like I do, you have multiple windows of File Explorer open because you're going to multiple different areas at once. If you look at the top left-hand side next to whatever tab you're on, there's a plus sign. Just like in a browser, you can open up a new window of File Explorer. without having to right click, file explorer, wait for the window to open. You just hit the plus. It's just like a browser. You can have multiple open, which that right there was a huge plus for me. So they did something right there. Of course, you can pull them out and have them as separate windows. Any questions so far? No. Okay, good. We're done with that. We're going to file export. Okay. So the navigation portion of it really hasn't changed on the left-hand side. The only thing that has changed, if you look at the top, there's the home, the gallery, and then some of you may see it, some of you may not, the OneDrive. Do you see OneDrive over there? No. So it would be at the top. No, you just see home and gallery. So. So home, gallery, and then if you use OneDrive like I do, OneDrive is going to be right up here. And yeah, it's not signed in, so I can't sign in. So the home is basically, if you use the Office products and you pin a document, so let me go into Word. No, wrong keyboard. And I create a new document. So do you want to follow along doing this? So open up a Word document and then just type anything in there. And then save it under, just on the desktop. Save it as test document. And then if you click back after you've saved it and you click back on file and you hover over that document to the left or to the right. Yeah, go ahead and open that document. And then you go back to File Explorer.
Financially responsible resource.
Or, yeah, File Explorer. So now under pinned, this is pin
One that's financially
here.
and one that's financially mysterious. So we'll get into all of that.
And that didn't work. So and on my computer, for some reason, it works beautifully. Here, I'm not quite sure, but when you pin documents, it should pin right here in this area. Gallery, of course, is going to show you all of your photos. I'll have to research that to find out why that isn't working.
I tried to save it to my OneDrive desktop was my auto, and so then it didn't show in the computer.
Right. It should. A question was, it saved the document to my OneDrive. Even if you save it to your OneDrive and you pin it, it should show in this area, in this home. It could be because, again, this computer I'm displaying is a lab computer and they disabled that on this lab computer. But when you are working on your own computer and you pin documents, they're going to show here. Also, documents that you work on a lot will show here also. I should put a picture of that. That was good. I should put a picture of that in there just to show you what it looks like. So you have your home, you have your gallery, you have your OneDrive, and of course you have the normal items, desktop, downloads, documents, pictures, music, videos. You'll always have those here. Down at the bottom is where you'll have your C drive and then any networked mapped drive. So if you have a map drive to like SF, shared drive, or anything like that, that's going to show up in this PC underneath that. So that's kind of the change that they've done with File Explorer is they've really, just like they with the start menu, they've broken it up into different sections. So at the top, you have your home, gallery, OneDrive. Down below that, you have your normal desktop and stuff like that. And then below that, under this PC, you now have all your map drives. Your map drives used to be under networking. Now in Windows 11, they will be under that. How did you get here? Okay, so right here down at the bottom, this little folder, file folder, Manila folder, that's your File Explorer. Now, yours may look a little bit different if you're on Windows 10, but in Windows 11, it looks like this, of course. So you have your file folder here. Yes. Thank you, Leanna, for I can see 2 OneDrives. So if you have 2 OneDrives, that means you have also connected maybe a personal OneDrive along with your MiraCosta OneDrive. So if you hover over it and you see OneDrive, that's going to be a personal one. If you see a OneDrive dash MiraCosta, of course, that's your MiraCosta one. And then in here is, it's basically the same. You can navigate to any shared drive, any network drive that you have access to. I don't know if I can get to SF from here. Oh, wrong one again. No, that's not going to let me. It's going to pop up with a error in a moment. But you can navigate to any place that you want to go. You can also navigate to web pages. So if I were to go to like one again, you click on Yahoo, that should automatically open like a Internet Explorer, but it's not. Again, oh, there was, did you see the, so here's Internet Explorer navigating to Yahoo because I typed Yahoo in the top up here. Here is SF telling me that I don't have access. So you can use this navigation bar up here to navigate wherever you want, basically. Let me get this up. Okay. This one, of course, is the same as Windows 10. You can search your PC here. If you're looking for a specific file and you want to turn on details over here in the top right, that's going to give you the details of whatever you have clicked on. So if I go to desktop and I click on test document, over here, the details is going to give me all the information about that test document. So if I go to File Explorer here and click on the details here, that's what I'm seeing here. If I click on combine, it'll tell me what all that means. And then, let's see if there's any questions. No. Okay. One thing I want to show you, one thing that is a bit different is whenever you right click on something, you expect to see cut, copy, paste, share within the pop-up menu. But they've changed that now to where it looks like this. So it could be across the top or it could be across the bottom. So if I click over here, that one's across the top. How did I get, let me go to the bottom. It's still across the top. I think I need a bigger menu to push it up. So this will either show at the bottom or the top. And here is your cut, here is your copy, here's your paste or rename, share, and delete. So if I copy this document and I right click again, I have my paste right here. And that's going to paste this document. That's a good, let me try. Oh, I don't want to. Let me try extra large icon. Yeah, they're now, it's at the bottom. So it's either going to be at the bottom or the top, but it's not going to be in these menu items anymore. That I thought was pretty cool. We all know the universal symbol for cut, copy, paste, share, delete. So I could delete this document and, oh, I think I have it open. So I'll cancel. I don't have this one open. So I can delete this one. So I didn't copy that in there. Deleting these things is really quite easy. If I want to share, just click on the share here. Of course, I don't have anything turned on, but you now can share. Share so you can kind of see this. Oh, it's not going to give it.
No one can settle for less than what's right. And we only get paid when you win.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't have this on my computer.
All these people are helping one another. Our goal is to make sure that
Maybe because oh, I know why. When you have a document saved to your actual computer and not a cloud, like Google Drive or OneDrive, you have to save it somewhere in the cloud if you're sharing and not just attaching it in an email and sending it. If you're just attaching in an email, you don't need to store it anywhere on the cloud. You can just attach it in an email. But if you're going to share it this way, like you're giving them access while you still have access, you have to save it somewhere on the cloud. So either in Teams, OneDrive, or anything. So that's why that came up. Questions? Okay. Moving through this faster. I'll leave the last half hour for questions. Okay, now the next part, the fun part. I liked this too. So Microsoft kind of made up for the two things that I want changed with this. Now we all know about snapping a window to the left, to the right, to the top, or whatever. You can grab the title bar anywhere and snap it to the left, and you get that gray outline of where it's going to go. So if I like, I know you know this, but I'll show you. depending on where you set it to the side, you get that gray outline of where it's gonna go. Pull this out. Microsoft has done something a little bit different, and I don't know if you have this on Windows 10. I don't think we do. Maybe we do. I don't know. If I hover over the maximize or restore button, there is a snapping group, which I use now all the time. So right now I can see that I have Internet Explorer and a Word document open. So I can hover over any one of these snapping groups. This one, when you hover over the restore maximize, when you hover over a snapping group, you don't get to see what it's going to look like. But I'm going to show you in just a minute how you get to see what it's going to look like. So here is side by side. Here is more of the window and then a little bit less. And then here is half the window with the two programs right there. And then you have all these different snapping groups, however you want to set it up. But there's one other one. Any questions about the snapping group before I go on? Yes, Windows 10 has that. So please have some people on mute. Is anybody not on mute? I don't see that. I think we're down to the Diane's not on mute. Okay, I'm gonna mute Diane. Sorry, Diane. I love you, Diane. Okay, so Windows 10 has that. I'm not quite sure if Windows 10 has this either. If they did, I did not know about it until I started reviewing for this workshop, and I'd be very mad because I would have taken advantage of it when I had Windows 10. She's gonna check. This is the thing that I want to show you is that when you click and hold in the title bar of a window and you move it around like this, it doesn't have it. Okay. When you move it around like this, I don't know if you can see this. Can you see up at the top that black bar that comes down? No, you cannot see it. And you cannot see me moving my window around. Come on, zoom. Oh, it's just delayed. Okay, let me see if it will show. Okay. Well, I'm going to show you because the suspense is killing me. So when I drag my window all the way up to the top and connect with the top of the screen, I get another drop down. Only this time, now don't let go when you're up there. If you hover over, oh, it's not showing it. Are you guys seeing this?
No, we can't.
Ah. Well, it's in my, hold on. I'm going to show you. I'm going to switch. I'm going to stop share on this guy. And I'm going to share on this guy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my, you guys should see my walkthrough now. So I guess I'll show you on here. It's very exciting. Can you tell I'm very excited about it? I use so many different windows on the same monitor while I'm using other monitors for organizing information that this very excites me. Okay. Let me move this out of the way.
To get Windows 11 sooner.
That's a really good question. That's, you know what? Hold on one moment.
Because I'm afraid I'll forget. Things like,
Let me ask, can Windows 11 be requested sooner rather than later. Maybe if I can spell. Okay, I've asked. So if you are interested in getting Windows 11 before your refresh, email me and I'll let you know the answer to that, and I'll tell you what how to do that. That's a good question. That's a good question. Okay, so here's the first part. This is what I was showing you, is that you hover over the maximize, restore, maximize, depending on how you have the window. You get this pop-up right here, which looks like this. And then you can drop your application anywhere you want. Now, the next one that I was trying to show you is this guy. So when you grab the title bar of any window, and the title bar is this guy up here. Right up here. So this is the title bar. Everyone is seeing this. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, good. So if I grab the title bar, I'm moving that around. I don't know if they can see that. Which one am I sharing? I'm sharing on here. God, you know what? That's Zoom. You're failing me. Okay, so when you take the title bar of a program up to the top middle portion of your window, you're going to get this drop down right here. And this drop down will show you snap groups. And so here, when I hovered my window over a snap group, it made it a tiny little thumbnail. And then it shows you right down at the bottom in this gray area what it's going to look like. And then when you let go, all of the windows, if you're doing more than one, will arrange to that snap group, which I think is wonderful. I use it all the time. And that's what how you use the snap group. And I think it's great because I'm doing so many different schedules, so many different walkthrough guides, videos, stuff like that, that I have everything. Let's see here. I can see. Jill, do you recommend Mike? I'm going to read some questions really quick. Do you recommend Edge? So everybody has their own preference when it comes to browsers. My main browser is Google Chrome. I have several different profiles set up. I have a MiraCosta profile. I have my personal profile. And so when I launch Google Chrome, it asks me, what profile do you want to open? And then when I have one profile open, I can switch to another profile. So I know you could do that in the other ones, but I always say, using something that's comfortable is always preferred over kind of learning and stumbling over something new. But once you get over that stumble of something new, then you have multiple things. But I just haven't tried to stumble over the other ones. So, okay, let me look. You would have to share and unshare. I'm not quite sure. Can you share that doc here in the chat so I can try it after we're done? Yes, as soon as we're done here, I gave a link. Does everybody have access to that link? Let me share this link again. Copy link. I'm going to paste it in here again for all those that entered. I could have swore on Friday that I had migrated everything to this site. So if you access this site, oh, I'm sharing down here. If you go onto this site, website, my sharing. I'm still sharing that one. So let me stop. Share. And then I'm going to share my screen this time. I don't like sharing my screen because then you see everything. But it's okay because I have nothing to hide. Okay, so everybody should be seeing my site now. So this is my site. This is my training resources site. So can I get a volunteer to say that they do see my training resource site as a shared window? Beautiful. Thank you, Lisa. Okay,
Yes, I did.
so anything that I create for anyone, if somebody says, hey, I don't know how to map a network drive, I create a walkthrough or I create a quick video. Anything I make gets dumped into this training resource guide. So anytime you have a question, you can always come here. How did I get here? You know, that might be a great question to answer. So from the main MiraCosta site, I went to, now this is probably the long way for some who have this bookmarked, but this is the way that I normally go. Click on faculty and staff, scroll down until essential elements, and then click on the SharePoint portal login. Under resources is software how-to guides. When you click on that, that takes you to my training resources. It's very simple, but if you don't know, it's like, how did you get there? I don't know how you got there. So in here, I have everything from Adobe, Adobe Sign, browsers, Camtasia Snagit, Google, MiraCosta Wi-Fi, anything I've ever done, it's in here. Plus, I'm sure everybody has been inundated with my emails advertising my S3 workshops or my sending out the under 90-second video, because nobody wants to watch a 5-minute video to find out how to do something. So they're very quick, very simple to watch, very easy, and you get a lot of information. And here is the Windows 11. Now, I could have swore that I loaded everything in there, but apparently I didn't. And so when the workshop is done, what are we at? We're at almost an hour. I will load everything that I have, and that is this guy. Plus, I have a walkthrough video that I did. I did a Windows 11 walkthrough 3 weeks back. And so I just recorded it and then I edited it. Also, I have in this one, I have given links to other Windows sites that kind of give you a little bit more information on everything that I'm going over today. Let me go back to my handout. So that is the hikers call their little knapsack of essentials when they go hiking. These are your essentials for Windows 11. Now, when you get Windows 11 and you say, well, how do I do this? Just email me. I have sent out hundreds of emails. So just, throw a dart and you should hit my email. In my email signature line, there is a way of booking an appointment with me. And so you get a one-on-one, how do I do this? Can you show me how to do this? Teams me, call me, message me. I mean, I live on my phone. I probably shouldn't, but I do. Yeah, so I'm gonna use this last half hour to upload everything to the Windows 11 in the SharePoint in my folder. Also, this is for any questions you may have. So I'm going to stop share and I am going to hang out for a half an hour and actually, ooh, the video is not very good here. If you have any questions on anything else, I could do that also. I know I have a workshop. My next workshop is Google, how to log into your Google account. One after that is how to get set up with MiraCosta services on personal devices. Like if you want to load, question about pop-ups. Okay. Go ahead.
Yes. I hate Windows. I don't use it because I am used to a Mac. But my mom has Windows, and I know this is a school related thing, but the question I have is there's constantly pop-ups, like McAfee pop-ups, and I have to stop what I'm doing to troubleshoot how to get rid of those. And I'm sure if you're using your computer to do all that gaming, you're probably have a way of not having to stop what you're doing to constantly deal with pop-ups. Like she has a McAfee pop-up that shows up that's huge and it doesn't have an X on it. And so when I look at that, I can't even figure out how to get rid of it.
Right.
Is there a way, like, I think I stumbled upon the PC store and turn off notifications. I turned off everything from the PC store. I think it might have been coming through there, but I don't, does Windows, my understanding of Windows is that in the past you used to have to buy a separate software to handle the
Security.
stuff like that, security.
Okay.
Is that true? I mean, if you buy a PC and you have
No,
Windows,
sorry, go ahead.
all that. Okay. So yeah, I'm done.
I get so excited to answer. And so I sometimes cut people off. So built into Windows is Windows Defender. You don't need to buy anything else. You just need to keep Windows Defender updated. As long as you keep that updated, I don't use anything other than Windows Defender because you get pop-ups. I mean, you get this really, you buy a laptop and it comes with 3 months of, what's that? I can't remember the other one, but you got McAfee, you got Norton, you got all these things. And then once your 3 months ends, they're like poking you. Hey, come back. Hey, come back, pay us. And unfortunately, that's not a Chrome pop-up, that's a program pop-up. So if you are getting pop-ups from McAfee, go into your McAfee and turn off all notifications. You can also Google on how to uninstall programs, which would also alleviate the pop-ups from McAfee. But for Chrome, if you Google pop-ups in Chrome, you're going to get all these information from Google Help on how to block or allow pop-ups in Google Chrome. They don't hide it anymore. It's kind of easy nowadays. In the past, it was like buried deep under lots of programming code and stuff like that. And you had to go 15 items deep to look at the pop-ups. Now you just Google it. How do I do this? And it tells you.
Yeah, I did all that. I Google searched all that and I did everything it said, and that stupid pop-up would still come up. And I couldn't figure out the source of it. I didn't see McAfee on her computer. And I think, anyway, I was just confused because I'm not familiar with PC, why that happens on a PC and not a Mac. So,
Oh, why it happens? Well, if you install McAfee on your Mac and it's a 3-month subscription, you would probably get in the top right-hand corner where all your notifications are, a notification that your McAfee has expired and, you know, go here to do this. But, Macs don't normally have, you don't need extra security on Macs. I'm not a Mac user, so I can't answer that in-depthly. I know enough about Macs to get in trouble. But yeah, I would Google, why don't Macs need antivirus?
well, yeah, I just was trying to get, I was just trying to get more information about the McAfee pop-up issue. I know I know how to Google search just fine. I just was.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so there was a question about Windows Defender. So Windows Defender, and if you have a MiraCosta checked out device or device assigned to you and it's a Windows, we use at MiraCosta Defender as our security. But if you're on a personal device, just type in Defender and you can click on Windows Defender and you can read all about it in here. Account protection, firewall, and all of that. Just make sure, now I know some people, when outside people, they ask me for help on their computer, and I look at their computer and they have like 250 updates, Windows updates, and it's like, well, yeah, nothing's gonna work until you do your updates, because that's everything to make Windows work, plus security of Windows Defender. So just make sure if you are using Windows, make sure that everything is up to date and Windows Defender is turned on. So if you just come here, I think, can I turn this off? I cannot turn it off because it is managed by the administrator. But yeah, you should have a little flip, turn it on, turn it off. And of course, I always tell people, Google is your friend. Go to Google and how to turn on Windows Defender. And then that's going to give you how to do that. I search all the time on how to do things. So it's a lot of fun. I love learning new things. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Not related to Windows 10 or 11 specifically, but I keep getting requests to update my Outlook and like to use the new Outlook.
Oh.
And I know we talked about it before, you said it
Yes.
was awful. Is it still awful?
It's still
Okay.
awful. Okay. Some people love it.
Okay.
So I
It's
don't.
like the web view.
Yeah, I don't. Yes, I don't want to badmouth it too much. Okay, I had a quick question about Outlook. I just talked about Windows Defender, and then I will talk about OneDrive in just a moment. Okay, so the question was asked, when I go into the installed version of Outlook, there's a little toggle at the top that says use the new Outlook. Personal opinion, the new Outlook is horrendous. It's okay, I'm gonna go right there. I'm gonna stop right there because there's some people out there who love it. What it is it's the web-based version in the installed Outlook. I can use the web-based version just fine. I just don't have all the pieces and parts of the what they call now classic Outlook that I use regularly. You can toggle that on and experience it. The issues that I have come across when that happens is any new calendar items after you toggle new windows on and then you go back to classic, do not come over. So if you are going to try the new Outlook for a day, just make sure you're not doing new calendar items until you've decided you're going to stay there. One of the TSAs love it because they can do on the side. I think they can set up like they can flag an email as a category, and that category shows up on the left-hand side under to do or something like that. I saw that one time and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That little thing is cool, but it's not cool enough for me to go to the new house. Does that kind of answer your question? Okay.
I just wanted to make sure I haven't changed.
Yeah, no,
Could be wrong.
nothing's changed. So anyways, so the next question is, this is good, this is good. Can you talk about OneDrive if we are logging through MiraCosta email? Does anyone else have access to what is saved? Through MiraCosta email, OneDrive and MiraCosta email. So do you mean that you go into OneDrive, you go into Outlook and you're trying to share something from within Outlook to someone else? Actually, you know what? Don't even answer that. Let me just talk about OneDrive. So, hi, Mercedes. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to go to I guess I could, how do I want to do this? I'm going to show you both because if you look, I am sharing the right screen, right? Let me make sure I'm sharing the right screen. I'm sharing Google. Okay, perfect. And you see my taskbar. Okay. If you look at the very, very bottom right-hand side of my screen, I have the date and time. I have my notifications here, my mic, and then I have this little OneDrive button here. That OneDrive, yes. Okay, good. I'm glad you clarified. So the credentials that you use to log into email are your email credentials, but those credentials are for everything Microsoft. So if you're logging into Adobe, you're going to use those same credentials. If you're logging into Office, you're going to use those same credentials. If you're logging into Okta, if you're logging into Zoom, if you're logging into anything MiraCosta, those credentials that you use to log into email are the same credentials you're going to use. So maybe say your MiraCosta credentials instead of your MiraCosta email credentials. So I just wanted to clarify a little bit on that. So yes, let's do this the long way. And so I'm going to show you, where's my mouse? There it is. So I'm gonna go to, and this is the way I go. You can go through Okta. I just quickly like to go to office.com. It's probably got me logged in, so I'm gonna log out. Come on, come on, come on. My computer does not work as fast as I want it to. There we go. So I'm going to click on my name and I'm going to click sign out. Thank you for coming. And then if you have any questions afterward, just shoot me a text. Yeah.
Thank you.
Did she, oh wait, maybe she read back. Yes. Okay, so yes, if someone wishes to upgrade to Windows 11, please have them open a ticket and we can upgrade them if their device can handle it. So if you have a device that you got in COVID, it's probably not going to handle Windows 11. But if you got it within the last 2 years, you should be good.
Okay.
So just open a ticket and say, I want to upgrade to Windows 11.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day. Enjoy Flex Week. Okay. Awesome. So here I am. I'm at the Okta sign-in page. You can see that right up here because it says okta.miracosta.edu. Right there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my username and password in here. So I'm going to go, and this is the username and password I use to access everything. Miracosta, and I think I got that all wrong. Oh, look at me. And it tells me that I signed out of my accounts. Let me try that one more time. So I used, okay, so I'm going to sign back in. So here it has sign in as Jay Bringer. I have a point, I promise. I'm going to get there. Remember I told you sometimes it takes a minute to roundabout. So I've logged into Office here. So right up here is this little waffle, I like to call it. I'm going to click on the waffle and here's my OneDrive. So remember, this is OneDrive Online. So I'm going to go to My Files, and My Files is where all my folders are. And any of my files that are on the front of my OneDrive. So anytime you're going to log into Office, Adobe, OneDrive, you are going to use those credentials. And then I want to show you one other thing. I will go back here and I'm going to go to Okta. 2025, so this year. So Microsoft is cutting its Windows 10 updates and support this year, October 14th. So there is going to be a push to get everyone on Windows 11 that has a Windows laptop. So here in Okta, thank you, Mercedes, for finding that information for me. I have access, I can go directly to these items online also. So here's my OneDrive. So if I click on OneDrive, if you notice, I still have the apps, my apps dashboard on this tile. But I also have this guy right here, which is my OneDrive. So anytime you click on anything in Okta, it's going to open up a new tab up here. Let me close some of these. Okay, there's that. So I will click on the help desk. Let's go see how to submit a help desk to upgrade your Miracosta assigned laptop. So you're going to click on help desk.
Hi, Jill. Sorry, can I interrupt? So
No, that's fine.
my question really is, I'm trying to manage between, so if I'm signed in through Miracosta and I'm using it's saving things to OneDrive, and then I work on private stuff, I'm not always switching my account. That's all going into share OneDrive. Who has access to that? Is this still private or not? And will I lose it if I'm not working at Miracosta? What happens to the OneDrive stuff that we are using to access
That's
that?
a good question.
Right.
So you have to remember, anytime you use connected services through Miracosta, there is an administrator. I will tell you that the administrator does not have access to go into your OneDrive, your Miracosta OneDrive. So you don't have to worry about that per se. But if you are using, if you're using Office and you've used your Miracosta account to activate that Office, you now have a Miracosta connected device or services such as Office. And if you save private things to your private Miracosta or your private OneDrive, sorry, too many things coming together. If you also have your private OneDrive, they're going to save in both places, on your Miracosta and in your private, because you are using Miracosta Office. But again, no one has access to go into your OneDrive. They can cut the service for the Miracosta one, but not for the private one. So my suggestion would be to only use the web-based private OneDrive. And anytime you're working on something, save it to your desktop and then upload it to your private one. When you save to your desktop, as long as you are not backing up your desktop to OneDrive, then it severs the connection and it does not save in your OneDrive. It saves on an updating portion of your computer. Does that make sense? Sometimes I explain things to where they make sense to me, but people trying to learn, they're like, wait, what did you just say? So,
Yeah,
but
I
does that...
got it. I just didn't get the last bit because I was typing what you were saying, so I remember.
Oh, if you are using Miracosta Connected Office and you want to make sure to keep things separate, I would use the web-based OneDrive. Okay. Save anything to your desktop, as long as your desktop is not being backed up to a Miracosta OneDrive. Then when you save to your desktop, it severs that connection and it's not saved to your OneDrive. Then you can just upload it to your personal OneDrive, and then you only have one copy, and that's on your personal one.
Okay, thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yes, thanks.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so we made it here, and what you're going to do is you're going to just, okay, we kind of went down an alley. Let me come back to the main road. So within Okta, the dashboard, I clicked on the help desk here, which brought me to here. And then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on software, hardware. And then in the title, you're going to put in Windows 11 upgrade. And then you're going to fill out the ticket that's going to go in. Your ticket's going to get assigned. And then they're going to upgrade you to Windows 11. It's a very quick upgrade. It takes maybe half an hour. Yeah, about a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. When I upgraded, I did the upgrade. I didn't do a wipe and then upgrade. I just did an upgrade on top of 10. And honestly, I haven't had a lot of issues. So, yeah. Any questions on that? Okay. So now what I'm going to do, and you can watch what I'm doing. I am going to upload. I swore that I did this. Now I'm second guessing myself. Maybe I didn't. Here. And in here, there are two sections. There's the broken out. Actually, I'm not going to do a folder. I'm going to do file. And if anyone has any questions while I'm doing this, please let me know. This one's the combine. Oh, it's in use. All right, I will close that one. I'm glad it was helpful. I really like to be helpful. My passion is helping people understand things that are not so clear. And I get very excited when people understand. Oh, wait, it's all in there. So in this Windows 11 Combine is the actual video. So also there's a table of contents. I just do that quickly. Let's go to start menu. Oh, I probably should do this. This link right here, this top sentence says, click this link to view a video of a video walkthrough of the start menu within Windows 11. So if I click this link, it's in a YouTube video. That's going to take me to YouTube. And then you just watch this video. This video is long. It's 30 minutes.
All right, so let's get started.
And if you hover over this, you can see that there's chapters right down here. So this is the start button. This is the taskbar, taskbar settings. That's what I didn't go through. Oh no. File Explorer, taskbar settings. How many people do I have left? Did everyone leave? Oh, 25 people. Yay. Okay. So let's talk about the taskbar settings. I knew I was forgetting something. I'm gonna close that. Don't save. Let's go right up here to Windows 11. And we're gonna go up here and we're gonna click on, oh, and it's not in here. Interesting. I did it in the video, but it's not in here. Okay. So down here on the bottom, we're going to right click on, wait, am I sharing the right screen? Yes. I'm gonna right click on the taskbar, and now we have two settings. Taskbar manager and taskbar settings. So I'm gonna click on taskbar settings. And then this is gonna be everything about the taskbar. And this is where you're gonna go to be able to put your taskbar either on the left or center. I have too many icons to be in the center. So I like the left. How did I get here? If you click on these little down arrows right here, they're going to open up a bigger menu that you can go through. And actually in the video, I go over everything in, well, maybe not everything, but I do go over a lot of different items in here. The widgets, I don't like the widgets. That's the date and that's the weather right over here. And whenever you hover over it, it pops up and then it takes forever to get rid of it. So that's this widget right here. And then here is other systems. You can, in the hidden icons, this is the hidden icons right here. When you click on this, this shows everything in this list. So when you get your machine or when you upgrade to Windows 11, not everything is going to be in here. But if you want something in the hidden icons, you're more than welcome to have it in there. And you can just turn it on if you want. But I think the biggest thing is how to set it to the center if you want it in the center. And that's right down here in no, not that one, the next one. The taskbar behaviors. So if I click on this, I can, so when you get your machine, it's going to be off to the left, but you can always change it to the center if you like it in the center. And then there's a couple of other things in here, but if you go and watch that video, it'll give you everything that I showed you here in a video that you can rewind, watch again, rewind, watch again. And again, if you have questions, you want to make an appointment, do so, please. That's why I have that in my signature line, is so people can come to me and say, hey, can you go over this with me a little bit more? Absolutely. Plus it's fun. Plus anytime I meet with someone, I always learn something new. So I love it. Oh, okay. So where's the document? Actually, I'm going to walk you through how to get there. So we're going to go to the main MiraCosta homepage. I'll put the link in there too, so you can copy it, but this is the other way of getting it. If you go to the main MiraCosta homepage, click on faculty and staff, and then scroll down and click on SharePoint login. And then hover over resources. Right here is, now mine's in that first column, yours, depending on your monitor, may be in a different location, but just look for software how-to guides. Click on that, that'll come right here. You come down to Windows 11, click on that, and it's right there. But I have a link in here that I will put in here again. Things at the top. Right click, copy. There it is again. There we are. So just remember, if you have any questions, I'm always available. I feel like I say that too much. I feel like, oh, no worries. No worries. Hey, it's always good to ask because, you know, somebody else may have been asking. So I am a firm believer in that. If you're thinking of, well, how do you do that? I can guarantee you someone else is also thinking, how do I do that? All right, I am off to prepare for my next workshop, which is at in a half an hour from now, 11 o'clock, 11 to 12, on how to get to your MiraCosta Google, how to open if you are emailed a Google link and it comes up and it says you do not have access, you probably do. You're just signed into your personal account. So that's that. And then later on, I think from 1 to 2, if you are on site and you want to know how to connect your to the MiraCosta secure Wi-Fi, to get your email on a personal device, to get Zoom on a personal device, to sign into anything, I am holding an on-site workshop in 4611. Bring your personal device. If you have a new phone and you can't get into anything because you don't have the QR code, bring it over at that time and we'll get you connected. Thank you everyone for coming. This was amazing. I love these workshops. I want to